Hey guys, my name is Garrett Blucher. I am a teacher from Texas City, Texas. I teach for TCISD, and today we're going to talk about Quizlet. Before we get this video started, make sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a nice comment below, and subscribe to my channel. If you ever remember carrying around a nice stack of index cards, trying to use them for flashcards, and they never got studied, this is a lifesaver, not only for teachers, but also for students. So as I talk, I'm gonna have my screen recording here. I'm gonna be talking off to the side. Hopefully you enjoy it and can use it effectively and confidently in your classroom. All right, first thing we have to do is go to Quizlet.com. Okay, mine is already logged in, but I will log out so that way I can show you how to sign up. When you get to this home page here, you can just go ahead and click sign up. You can sign up with Google or with Facebook. If you don't feel comfortable using either one of those, you can go down and create a username and use your work email or personal email. Going back to the home page, I'm gonna go ahead and log in. Now, I will say that it is important you can upgrade to teacher. There are some good features that you are able to use as a teacher. In teacher mode, you can actually upload pictures to your flashcards, and you can also track your student progress. Now, if you're also on Google Classroom, it's very easy from here, if you're on the teacher version, to assign these flashcards to your students to actually work on. Let's just say this is your first time in. Let's talk about some of the features on the home page. First thing that we have up at the top is search and create. So you can create your own. You can customize them to what definitions you want and pictures you want, but this is a free resource. There's a lot of teachers using it, and it's very effective. So you might actually find the content that you're looking for online that somebody's already made, and you can actually copy that and make it yours. I'm a science teacher. Let's say we're doing moon phases. I'm gonna type in moon phases, and all of these terms and pre-made flashcards come up. Now, I will say that it's important to screen these flashcards. If you're trying to play a Quizlet live session, we'll get into that later. You need to make sure that they don't repeat themselves. That way, if you're playing a game, the kids don't have the same option choice to where they're clicking the correct answer and it's telling them that it's wrong. All you would have to do is click on one of these sets of flashcards. Once you get to this page, there's these buttons at the bottom, these aqua buttons. If you just press copy, it will automatically make a copy of these flashcards as your own. Now from here, let's say I didn't like just the general term of moon phases, I could delete that item and move on. If I wanted to add a card, all I'd have to do is go to the bottom, hit add card, type in what I want. Now, as you can see, it predicts what I'm going to say. So if I click rotation, there's enough people using this database that it predicts the actual definition. Now, this can be a benefit to make things go faster. If you want the kids typing in their definitions themselves, then make sure to tell them that, hey, I don't want you automatically predicting, and make sure you're watching for that. Now, the definition that I was looking for was already predicted right there. So all I'm gonna do is hit create, and now that has made a set for me. Now, this nice little pop-up comes up, says I can copy the link, or I can share it to Google Classroom or share it to Remind. Some great features to involve parents into your classroom. Let them know what terms are coming up, what terms their students are gonna need to know for the next assessment. From this homepage, this is within the set of flashcards. There are plenty of features for students to be able to learn these terms. The first one is just normal flashcards. So all the students have to do is come here. You can click on the term and it'll actually read it to the kids. You can edit the term from there. Now, it's important when you're making your flashcards, when you go in to edit them, that you say that they're visible to everybody and that it's only editable by me. Now, all this means is that you're the only one who can edit these flashcards. That means your kids can't go in and erase all the terms trying to be the funny guy in class. So, flashcards, just normal flashcards. You can click through them. You can hit the space bar to traditionally flip the flashcards. You can automatically play them and they will go on a timer and they'll keep flipping, so you can just read. You can shuffle the order, and then from there you can actually say whether you want the audio on or off and whether you want to read the definition first or the term first. Now, going back to the features, the second one is called Learn. Learn is where the student has to select the correct term looking at the definition. So in this case, this would be rotate, and it says I got it correct, nicely done. And it's also going to give me 7 rounds and my progress bar. Now, as you can see in this progress bar, it tells me which ones are new, which ones I've seen, which ones are familiar to the ones that I've seen, and which ones that I have mastered. So if I was studying these flashcards and I had all 24 mastered, well, I would say my studying is done and I could go to the next feature. All right, the next feature we have is the write feature. This is very similar to the learn feature, which was before, besides the fact that the student actually has to type in the correct definition. So, phase of the moon in which we see the entire moon lighted and appears to be bright and round. This would be full moon. Gonna answer, it got it correct. And it tells you how many you've gotten incorrect and how many you have remaining. So, let's just say that I misspelled the word. So this is a first quarter. And let's say I misspelled it. It's gonna say I got it incorrect. However, if I look down, the correct answer was first quarter, and that is my answer. So I can override it, say I was right, and it'll give me the next term. Now, I can also hit don't know, and it's going to let me see the correct answer, copy it, and move on. And that will go into my incorrect section that I have to learn later on. Coming back to the feature menu. Now, as you can see, since I started doing the writing feature, it has let me know that I've finished 8% of that. So if you want your students to study all of these features using all the flashcards, it will actually say how much of a percentage they've done at the bottom of each one of those. The next one is a spell feature, and it's simply going to make me type what I hear. So I press the speaker button again and it repeated it to me. And there we go, I got it correct and it moves into the next one. I've been able to read it, interact with it, write it, hear it, and spell it. So the next feature is the test feature, where it's actually going to make a test for you. It'll have written questions, matching questions, multiple choice questions, and some true or false questions. At the end, kids will hit check your answers, and it'll actually tell them what they got right, what they got wrong, and it'll actually give them a percentage score. So say you wanted this to be an exit ticket out of your room and the kid had to get above a 70%, well, they would just come show you their screen, close it, and walk out of class. All right, now to the features that the kids absolutely love. These are the games. There's 2 games that you have that the kids can play individually. Let's say that I created these flashcards and I wanted to give them to my students, and I posted it on Remind, or I made a QR code for the kids to go to this page, and they have their own accounts. All right, wish me luck. All right, so as you can see, when I got the term correct, it highlighted it green. When I got it wrong, it highlighted it red. And then at the end, it gives me a time, and it puts me on what's called the leaderboard. And so it says my time was 16.2, and it tells me actually who got that time. So if you've shared this with your students and they're all playing the game at one time, they can actually compete with each other and see who's got the fastest score. The kids really love this feature, gets those competitive juices flowing, and they don't know it, but they're actually studying the flashcards even more. Now, going back to our features list, the next game that we have is Gravity. Now, within Gravity, you can select whether you want to study all of your starred questions or just all of them. Now, starred questions are the ones that you have done the features for and maybe haven't mastered yet. Those would be your starred flashcards. And so if I just wanted to select those, I could. If I want to select the difficulty from easy to hard, and then I can also select whether I want to answer with the definition or the term. I can also select whether I want to require one answer only, or it will actually select what is close to my answer. All right, wish me luck. All right, so when I type the correct definition, that asteroid goes away, and then the next one comes up. When you get it correct, it goes away, and then we'll actually add your score down here in the left-hand side. All right, the last feature I'm gonna talk about is Quizlet Live. Now, this is by far my favorite feature of Quizlet. It has helped me tremendously in the classroom, engage students, get every student talking to each other and talking about what the correct answer is. Now, if you ever played Kahoot, it is very similar to Kahoot, besides the fact that students can't cheat. In Kahoot, kids can just speed answer, and they're not really trying, they're not really getting the correct answer, they're just trying to be the first one to answer because it gives them more points. In this game, it's gonna team them up into pairs of 3 or 4, and they're gonna have 12 questions total. Now, through those 12 questions, each student only has 3 to 4 answer choices, and those answer choices are different than the people that they're partners with. So in total, they'll have 12 different answers. Now, the group only gets one question at a time. So the hard part is, if you don't have the right answer, you can't answer. Your team member with the correct answer has to answer that question in order for your team to get that point. Now, you're competing against other classes, so kids' competitive juices are flowing, and they really want to get the answer correct. And this causes some positive peer pressure to actually talk about what the right answer is amongst themselves. So I'm gonna hit Quizlet Live. From here, you can actually select whether you want the definition and the term, or if you have the upgraded version, you can do the opposite. So you can give them the term and they have to answer with the definition. From here, we're gonna create a game. All students have to do is go to Quizlet.live and enter this code. Now, let's get into what it actually looks like as a Quizlet Live session. Now, here I have recorded a real-life Quizlet Live session with my class. So what I had my class do was go to Quizlet.live and have my students enter this code. Okay, now as you can see, some of my students left some emojis. Make sure that you are very clear on what you want your students to actually put as their name. In order to take a kid out of the game, all you have to do is click on their name. It will remove them, it'll notify them, they have to enter the code again and get back into the game. So once all your students are in, and again, you are also welcome to play with the kids. I actually like playing with the kids to kind of take an informal assessment to see what they know, what they don't know. And most of the time they're trying to beg me and ask me for the answers, and I can give them some helpful hints onto what the answer probably is, but it also gives me a good indication on where they're at with the content. Now, when you actually hit play game, this is what'll come up. Now, I would suggest that you display this through your projector or Clevertouch or whatever you have to display. This is where the students can see what the other teams are scoring. It has separated the kids into teams. In this case scenario, it has separated them into 4 teams. Now, let's say that a student hadn't joined yet, they can still join. If you look up in the top right-hand corner, it'll give you the class code, and they can go to Quizlet.live, enter that code. Now, they might have to wait till the next round, but once the next round starts and you press play again, it will automatically add them to another team. So that is the teacher side of how you start the game. Let's look at the student side, so that way you can assist your students in how to actually join the game. First thing you're gonna have them do is go to Quizlet.live. Once you get here, it says your teacher will give you a join code. Students will enter the code. Next step is to add their name. Now this is where you need to specify what they need to put as their name. Again, I specify that it needs to be the name that shows up on their report card. Once they have entered, it will say that they're waiting for your teacher to start the game. Now, from the teacher side, this will add up with all the students, and the students can actually look up at the screen and make sure that they have joined the game. If you actually look at the screen too, it tells the kids some helpful hints on how to play the game and how the game is played. All right, once the game starts, it will say, "Hi, you are on this team," and it will also tell you who is on your team. So at that time, the students can look who's on their team and find those students and gather around with them. So from this screen, it tells me that I'm on the Wolves, and it tells me who my partners are. In this case, I would go find who my partners are, gather up, that way we can communicate what we think the correct answer is. From here, it'll light up a screen with one question and 3 option choices. So each one of these 3 other students has another option choice along with me. So that's 12 options total, and the person who has the correct answer has to answer. Once I have answered all of my answer choices, they will simply go away. At the top right, you can see that we still had 3 questions left, so that means that I don't have the right answer and that my partners do. And so at this time, it kind of gets exciting because you can see on the scoreboard that our team is doing very well and we're almost about to win. And so it adds some added pressure knowing that we're about to win. Then when we win, it says congratulations. And then all you need to do is hit play again. You can actually shuffle the teams or just play again with the same exact team. So from here, all you have to do is have the kids close out of their game. You can exit out of the game and it'll automatically close it. When you come up with the next period and you start a new game, it'll come up with a different code. All right guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this tech tip for teachers. If you have any questions or any comments, please go ahead and give me an email at gblucher@tcic.org. I'll put it in the description below. Hope you like it. If you didn't subscribe, go ahead and subscribe now. Give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys next time.